Alrighty, traders, this is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Daily Roundup webinar. I hope everybody's having a great trading session, and it is pretty choppy out there. I have to point out, stocks are a little heavier today. Obviously, the S&P is down just a bit. Nothing too exciting. Following this channel, if you will, I think you can pretty much see the channel that we're following. So it's hard to be too bearish down here, but I have to point out, and I know I tweeted about it, and I know I talked in the chat room about it, but Apple's below this up sloping trend line. I mean, this is, you guys realize this is what defines the uptrend in Apple. Okay, I guess you can probably look at it like this. Let's do it like this, right? You can see the parabolic nature that we've been in Apple as of the last couple of years. I'm not saying that that's going to come to an end, but it does seem like, to me, if I had to guess, and let's just extrapolate this out for about a year, this is oops, hold on real quick. Sorry, guys, just getting the chat box up just in case you guys have any questions. If I had to extrapolate out a couple of years, I would imagine that Apple's going to be doing this, right? Something like that. Whether it, and if I had to think like a year out, it's probably, because we're breaking this uptrend line, we're going to be consolidating before figuring out what the next major move is. The reason why that's so important is because Apple is obviously a big component of the broad markets, or whether you're talking about the Dow, or whether you're talking about the S&P, or you're talking about the NASDAQ, Apple is a huge component of all of those. Okay. And so I'm thinking that the move in Apple, especially if we, get a continuation lower, I mean, we're down, 2% right now. If we continue lower over the course of the next week or two, it might actually change the dynamics of the equity markets moving forward. Instead of always buying on dips, we might get some two-way action in the equity markets. And that's, as traders, that's what we hope for, right? We hope that happens. Right now, the currency market's pretty quiet. I think a lot of the commodity currencies that we've seen weak, like, the Aussie, it's, kind of slowing down. It's bouncing a little bit. The Kiwi bouncing a little bit after selling off below that support, which means that this actually support's probably even more important now, right? This trend line. Let me get rid of this one. The dollar Canadian, the rally is stopped as we were getting close to channel resistance. That doesn't mean that the rally's over. It just we are starting to pull back after this is 100. That was a 150 pip bounce from yesterday. So obviously we're going to have a little bit of, pulling back there. Dollar Mexican peso, huge rally. We've given back a lot. We're just back at support. I wouldn't be surprised if we, come back down towards, this 2010 level. But the fact of the matter is that if we see some risk off activity, if we start to see some risk off activity, we might actually get, some dollar strength against some of these commodity currencies that might stick. The US dollar Norwegian krona is a good example too. We squeezed a little bit towards the K855 level, which, if you're in the chat room, I was talking about this 855, and actually I'm going to go ahead and just, oh, I didn't want to do that. I keep grabbing the wrong thing. I wanted to grab this. I think this will be important, right? So, we get above these levels, and then you start talking, quite possibly a bigger move. But you can see that US dollar Norwegian krona is really struggling with that daily trend line that's right there. Now, there's still a lot of time left in today, but everything that we saw happening earlier is just kind of eased. Even the currencies like the Euro Aussie, Euro New Zealand, they've come off. I mean, look at the Euro Aussie. It got slammed back down today. And one of the reasons why it got slammed back down is just the Euro's trading really heavy. And I think if you are long Euros, you got to be a little careful here. I do believe that. I think it's trading very heavy. The cable is as well. You know, after having a really nice rally, I think the pounds, you know, can pull back some. But we are seeing the commodity, like I said, the commodity currencies are really pushing higher today, which suggests that stocks are stabilizing, and they are going to stabilize until we see another until we see some moves lower in these commodity currencies. I think the stock market's just kind of going to be stable around these levels. If you think about it, like the S&P, yeah, we've come off a little bit, but we haven't broken through support. And as we get close to this support, people are going to pull in their reins. They're going to say, "Oh, wait, I was getting a little too aggressive, short Aussie dollars there," or I was getting a little too short Canadian dollars. I gotta hold on for a bit. Nasdaq, in all actuality, is still holding, its support as well. This is really key levels. We've been discussing it. The Dow hasn't broke down either. Even though we made some stabs lower, we're still really just kind of holding up. So again, until we start breaching some of these levels in stocks, or we see a move lower in the commodity currencies, I'm not a believer that equities are ready to roll over yet. I should point out really quick though, the Russell, Russell's pulled back too, but still in a very strong uptrend. Let's see if I can pull up IWM. Might be a little cleaner. And Hugo asked if I could look at the euro sterling. Yeah, I'll look at the euro pound. Just give me 1 second, my friend. As you guys know, the Russell's just been kind of bonkers strong. Okay. So until this lower support level is breached, can't get excited about that either, So that's it. Okay. Let's talk about the euro pound, and that Hugo wanted to see that. So let's go ahead and get over there. Here's the euro pound. Well, we hit support, obviously. I don't know if I'd be long, because I actually think that the risk is at this point. Let me get rid of this fib. I think the risk is that we still push to this 161% extension, but you can see we're pretty oversold. Divergence, stochastics are probably going to base around here. What I would, and this is just me thinking out loud, and it's not a trade that I'm going to do, but it's something that I think is very possible, is I think we make a push below this support, hit the 161% extension, and then bounce. Now, I also want to try something else really quick. It's kind of in between fibs there. That almost seems likely. Like what I would probably wait for, Hugo, is just a move down to the 86 pence level, maybe 86.20, 86.30, and start looking for longs there, because this is really the best risk reward you're going to get if you want to be on the long side, right? I mean, I know there's horizontal support, and will it hold? Maybe not. I would rather try to get more confluence on a dip back down to 86, maybe 86 and a quarter, and try starting to, establish a position there and then go from there. Does that make sense, Hugo? And I don't, yeah, he said, yeah, you demand, Blake. Thanks. You're welcome. Like I said, I'm not so keen on trading that because I actually am very bullish the pound. But that doesn't mean that I will be right. And that doesn't mean that you can't get a significant bounce from there. So maybe when we get to 86 pence, you take it for a bounce and maybe it might pay you, 100 pips or so. If we get down there, I'm going to go ahead and put an alarm. If we get down to 88 and a quarter or 86 and a quarter, I want to be notified. I might play it. I might even play it counter trend just for a little bit of a bounce. Maybe, I'm not super excited about it because I don't see any other big fib level residing there. But, hold on. Maybe. 27% extension comes all the way down here. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't be aggressive, but if you want to try to play it on the long side, that's probably the place. All right, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. It's kind of choppy. It's still early. I'm not super excited about much. Today seems like to me more of a consolidation as we, approach pretty key levels of support in the markets. But I'm not excited about being long or short around here, or very directional. Okay. All right. I will talk to you soon. You guys have a great evening. Thanks, Brock. Thanks, Hugo. Thanks, everybody else. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.